Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Friday rolls along, you wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Oh, welcome to Soraya's kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The fish, the meat.
Hey darlings, how are you? This is Soraya, the queen of healthy Latin cooking. You're in my kitchen in Long Beach. There's Expose playing in the background. YouTube, let me be the one. I can't lower it. Let me be the one, honey. Let me be the one to teach you how to cook healthy, baby. Let me be the one, darling. I love to cook healthy. And I love to decorate, right? I love to decorate on a personal level, and I love to DIY, do it yourself, because you get to really put in your creativity. You get to learn about the project, you get to see how it's done, and you get to save a little bit of money. But I think mainly because I have a creative, artistic background, I enjoy the DIYs, the do-it-yourself projects. I did a remarkable job, I have to say, on my kitchen. I wish I could have filmed it as Soraya. It would have been really great for you guys to see. I wasn't at that place then. I'm at the place now, though, to do a few projects as Soraya, and it gets a little tricky because I say, oh, I'm just going to wear jeans and a shirt and whatever. And then I say, oh my God, I don't look cute in that. And I have to wear like something strapless. And I gotta do my face, darling. So today we're doing a Marilyn Monroe decal on a fridge. Now, if you ever got to see my fridge in Jackson Heights, I contact papered the fridge because it was beige. My oven range was white. So I wanted to match it up. Plus, I had done my countertops with paint from bathroom tub tile painting, and it came out beautiful. Right? And so the refrigerator was beige and it just didn't match up. So I contact papered the refrigerator, a nice glossy white contact paper with the brand of DC Fix. Their brand is amazing, and the thicker the contact paper, the easier it is to apply and the less wrinkles and bubbles. But let me be the one again, darling, to show you how to do this. And then what we're going to do, if we have enough time, I hope we do, is that we're going to put a Marilyn Monroe decal on the fridge. What you'll need are a pair of scissors or a razor box cutter, contact paper, it's DC Fix. And then you need some rubber cement just to get it at certain corners that might be a little tricky. And we're working on a refrigerator. And contact papers and any adhesive tiling that you do, because I did that in my kitchen, I put up adhesive tiles. You should do all of that in warm weather or in a very warm room. It shouldn't be a cold room. I think they say under 65 degrees, under 70 degrees or something like that. It will keep the adhesive from really sticking. Whatever. So we'll do the best we can. So the rubber cement is going to help for that, okay? You'll need a tape measure just to make sure you get your measurements right. I usually don't measure anything, even when I go out on a date, if you know what I mean. And then the decal that you're going to use. Now I'm using my Marilyn Monroe decal, which is going to be really hard to see. There you go. You can kind of see it through the paper. It's a really nice decal. It's going to be a trip to put her on, I tell you. So again, the tools you need also is one of these jobbies. Now, I'm going to show you what the fridge looks like now. This is the fridge, which is in pretty good shape. It's a Sanyo, it's a small fridge. I have two. I have one here, and I have a smaller one over there, which is a little freezer. That's excellent, which I actually put my empanadas and my cashew cheeses there, because this freezer just has so much space. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover it white all the way over and on the top. Now, I'm going to really try to keep these trims free. We have a white trim up here. Okay, I'm going to see if we get to do this. I really want to get it done, and I want to show you. It's so cool to do this when refrigerators are a different color than your main appliances, and you just want to get a really fresh look. This is not an easy job, but it can be easy, meaning it really depends how the paper is going to behave to you, right? I find the thicker the paper, again, the easier it is to place. I bought a thin paper before and it wrinkled really easily and it stuck together. If you're not really careful, it's gonna be a trip, girl. So what I'm gonna do is one piece top to corner like that. The reason why is because if I do one piece here and then I put another piece to try to seam here, there's gonna be some of the edges that are gonna surface. They're gonna be exposed to the air, no matter how well, and you're gonna see that seam. And what happens is that if there's any glue from that seam, which there will be because the contact paper has an adhesive, then grease will fall on it, dust will fall on it, and it'll get darker, and you'll see a darker seam here over time. So what I'm going to do is, even if I need to go halfway and have a seam on top that is not so visible to an edge, I'd rather go with that. So what I'm going to do is try to do one piece to go across. We're going to need different sections, and so it's just like that. So it looks like what I'm going to do is be going horizontally across and across. So it's going to be sections. Here I may go vertical. I may go across and down. It's a rental, so if and when I would love a bigger apartment. I would love my own home, right? My own house with a yard and grow some vegetables and have a couple of doggies and a husband. So when time comes when I need to go, you could just take the contact paper off. Now my outfit today, I feel like Pebbles Flintstone, the older version of her, or Wilma. Well, Betty I think was cuter. I don't know. But with this kind of leopard skin, it's my first time wearing this dress. So yes. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Now, I have some other things there that I'm gonna have to work around, but we'll get it done, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the first piece and we're gonna start with the top. Yes, darlings. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to my show. My name is Soraya, the queen of healthy Latin cooking, and your trans Martha Stewart on a budget. So here's a sheet of the DC Fix, right? So we have this one piece, and we're going to use this piece right now. It's going to be so cool. Now, we're going to let it hang over a little bit, and I'm going to get my razor cutter because I have to trim because there's hinges here. And then what I do is I put the rubber cement on the edges, okay? So let me go get the razor cutter and the rubber cement, and we'll be back with all my hablando chit-chatting. We have the Elmer's glue, right? And I'm going to just take this piece off for now. We're doing just a little bit of the glue, especially on the edges, because we're going to be cutting to the edge. We want to make sure that it sticks, and I'm putting glue around the hinges. Okay, again, we're just concentrating on the top section for now. I don't need to put any rubber cement on the corner there, but here where I'm going to do my best to get the contact paper to come to the edges, like fold over, we're going to do it. Alright, so we got that down. My fingers are sticky. That's not good, but hey, we're going to do our best. Now, when you have a piece like this and you're going to try to match it from here down, you're going to want to try to get the straightest piece. Yeah, and I have a really nice straight piece here. You may see some glare, but you guys love me anyway. Even if I have some glare, you know I'm the cooking chef for you. No one else would ever do. I just want to satisfy you, but you're not mine, I can't deny it. Don't you see me trying to cook and decorate for you, baby? Love me now, or I go crazy, baby. Oh, I'm singing Chaka Khan's Sweet Thing. Honey, you know you're my everything. Oh, sweet thing. Boy, you know you're my everything. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Actually, I saw a sweet thing, honey. I haven't met many sweet things out here, I have to be honest. I met the sweet thing style at Vaughn's. Now, this is the tricky thing about this, right? You see what I'm doing, right? You're gonna have to lift up, bring it back, lift up, bring it back. Now what I'm trying to do is get this piece to have enough room on the edge over, and also enough room for here, for the seam, right? So, yep, it's a tricky job, but it could be done. You just have to take your time, sing a song like I've done, and just go for it. But I wish you were here to see how well this paper works. On this side here, there's the hinge. we want to do is cut around that hinge. So what you're going to do is just try to bring the contact paper as much to the edge as possible. Feel your way through. You're going to cut along the shape of the hinge. Alright, good. Alright, so it allows for the contact paper to lay flat around the hinge. And we're going to just let this fall over. Okay, now we got our first corner here. And this is great. And the tape is adhering nicely. It's really nice and flat. It's really beautiful. So I got a crease here, so I'm just going to lift the paper up and try to get that crease out. So far we're doing good. We have very few bubbles. We're off balance here, so we got to fix this. Off balance is that it's going diagonally, so that's not good. So, and again, because this paper is really thick, don't worry. Just put your lines and then work around anything else from that. Because your line here is really important, because I'm spacing from here to there. Because if your line is not straight coming down, it's going to be visible and it's going to be so tacky. Actually, I'm going by eye. Just like when I cook, I go by eye. Before you start all this contact papering, you have to make sure your surface is clean, because it allows for this contact paper to really stick and allows for you to pick it up and redo it as you go. See, and we got it now nice and flat, and I'm pretty okay with our length folding over here in the front. And actually laying down our first piece is going to be an indicator of how the rest goes. So if we place this correctly, the way we want it, that means that everything else is going to fall into place. If you can see, it's nice and flat. Nice and flat, and that's what we want. A little bit of bubbles, that with a pen, you just put a little hole, little needle, and the air will come out and you can press down and that will take away the air bubble with a little pen. This will get more exciting when you see this side done, and then especially the front, because that's where the decal is going to go. Now, we're going to try to open this door. This side is going to go towards the edge. Now, I didn't put any cement glue on the top of the fish, just the edge. Now we can open, alright, cool. Now, this is the edge, right? It's going to have to come down, right? And this is where we put rubber cement. And actually, I'm just going to reinforce that just a tad. You see my messy little freezer. Remember, we're in the freezer, so we're working against the cold. And you know that this glue is going to really say, oh, we love it when it's warm, just like a Latino. I love all the 4 seasons. I'm not going to get much of that now that I'm here in Cali, but that's okay. What I do get is the opportunity to have the farmers markets available to me like all year round, which is really cool. So I have enough of a fold here of paper. So this is the paper, it's going to go down, right? And it's actually coming down more than I'd like, but I'd rather have more than less. And that is true in everything. More money, more love, more self-confidence, more assurance, more acceptance, more tolerance. I said money first, so I see where my head's at. But everything else too is true. You see, this is not going to stick, so I'm going to go and make sure, yeah, it's metal, right? Or there's some plastic there, so make sure you don't cut the plastic trim that's actually on the edge. Okay. Even though this is going inside, you want to get a clean cut. I'm going to leave that. Just, I don't want any bubbles. But we have such a beautiful, beautiful, clean edge right over. So as long as that stays in place, that's fine. The seam is right here. Here you can tell the difference. See how bright this is as opposed to this here. The contact paper, this is not. You see how much brighter that is? It's clean. And see how nice and smooth it came out? Really nice. You know, it's so interesting because there's some dents in the fridge on top, and the contact paper is just, it's going right with the flow. You should see how nice and shiny that is. It's so beautiful. Came out really cool so far. Good. Once you get one piece down, you get it pretty good, it gives you the confidence to continue, and that the rest of it will go well. Again, the DC fixed paper is amazing. It's very thick, and you saw that I was pulling it, putting it back, pulling it, putting it back, and it allows you to do that pretty well. And the paper stays, doesn't stretch, doesn't get wrinkled, and, you know, it stays in place. So now what we're gonna do is grab another piece. We're gonna just finish coming down to the bottom and then going further because we have a seam. So we're gonna need to cut another piece back there and do the same. I'm gonna place the next sheet. This is a very, very straight side. And this was a straight side that was cut by the manufacturer, meaning it was either the beginning of the roll or the end of the roll. What we're gonna do here is open the doors, definitely match the seam that's already there. Lay down the top, the sides, and I got the bottom part there. So there's a section here that's not covered yet. So I cut a piece that's big enough and I'm just gonna lay it down. I'm not gonna use any rubber cement. I'm just gonna go ahead and be adventurous and just go ahead and get this done. The seams that show, I want them to be nice and straight. Okay, good. And this seam is really nice and straight. So with the edge here, I have to cut so we can fold. Now I am going to have a towel on top of here or some mats because I put my pots and pans on top here for now. I'm going to cover this with a cloth. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cement to the back of that. But I know that I can clean it when I need to. Because the back of that beige this is a very old beige and it feels dusty. So I'm not sure if that glue is going to really stick. Like the adhesive of the contact paper by itself. Good, it stuck. Oh, it went down nice. There's a seam here. There's a seam here. Looks like a cross in a way. I could have gotten one whole entire sheet. And one whole entire sheet and had bypassed this seam. That's true, but the contact paper that came in the mail seemed like it was a little different of a color white than what I had, and I wanted to use what I have. And I didn't care if I had a seam, to be honest with you. Some of you may want to minimize your seams. I decided that I didn't want to waste paper and that it wasn't so important to me, you know. And now that it's down, it looks really cool. It looks kind of architecturally creative. It just came out really cool. I guess because they're straight, and it's fine. I don't think anybody that comes to visit will say, hey, I noticed you got seams in your bra that's showing. But so, you know, I'm going to leave it at that. We have this side done. I have a little strip in the bottom that is going to be really tricky to tackle. The refrigerator, this side and the top are done, which is really cool. The front, I am saying to myself, should be a lot easier. So it's sort of like putting your best face forward. The front is going to be very much like that. So we're going to do the front now, which is going to be really exciting, all right? Front page news. Okay, here we go. We're on the front. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I certainly can tell the difference between the very white of the paper and the beige of the refrigerator. So we're going to use the fresh one. It needs to come all the way around this side. And it needs to connect. I want to make sure that the sides here where it folds is going to stick. And we have the foam, that rubber trim. We don't want to cut in there. So already pre-measured to make sure that we got the right width and length. That I wanted to measure because of the fact that we have this trim down here. So good, we got it? Alright, good. You're going to get rubber cement on your hands and it's going to be so weird. Okay, now this is a straighter edge, so I'm going to use the straighter edge going out. This is the edge that I cut, so that's going to be the edge going in that you won't see. I'm really liking that this is coming out well. So I'm peeling off some of the paper. Not all of it, just a little section to get us started. Just want to kind of match my sides. Get the same crossover amount. And then get straighten the line. I think I could live with that. Yeah, I can live with that on this side. And I can live with what I have on this side. It's enough to work with. So I'm going to start to my right. You see that? We're working on the second door. Yes, honey. Yes, darling. So remember that you need to clean this. And I cut this piece, and it should definitely, yep, it's enough for both sides. The sides are the trickiest because, you know, they are. You have the rubber trim. If you can get this side down, great. Or if you can get both sides, you still want to get it as good as possible. So as you can see, it's wide enough. We're going to need two pieces here, and that's cool. That's not a problem. We're going to rubber cement the sides first. And by the time the paper goes on, it's a little sticky. And that's good. The adhesive is really good, but you just want to make sure that it takes. Alright. I'm going to go inside my messy fridge. Make sure we get the sides. Good. Yes, I'm going to say, Soraya, can you please get a camera person? I think it's time. One monkey doesn't stop the show. Now, the cut edge is going inside, so it's not visible. We still may need to cut that side, depending, because we may want to trim. This is going to be the easiest piece. Okay, now we got the edges here really nice. We were able to glue, of course, like I told you, with the cement, and then fold the contact paper underneath the trim of the refrigerator, the rubber trim. We did fairly well. We got it down flat, nice, clean. You see the contrast with the line to the bottom here? Right? Much brighter, much more of a gloss. It matches the gloss of the stove. See, we have the seams here. One more section, maybe I'll need to put two pieces down there. We'll do that next. You may say, why do I take all the paper off first? That's the way I work. You'll say, just for that reason, I wouldn't take all the paper off first, but I do and I don't care. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is measure the sides. We have Taylor Dane playing in the background. I love her. Now you can tell when it's flushed, and you can tell when it's not.
That's right, pleased to meet you, but I still won't tell you my name. Don't you believe in mystery? Don't you wanna play my game? I'm looking for a man to love me like I've never been loved before. I'm looking for a puppy who will do it anywhere, even on a limousine floor. Cause tonight, I'm living on my fantasy.
You do your best.
My own little nasty world. Tonight, don't you wanna come with me? Do you think I'm a nasty girl? Cause tonight, I'm living on my fantasy. My own little nasty world. Tonight, don't you wanna come with me? Do you think I'm a
So
nasty
I'll
girl?
cut around this piece here. We got a decent cut.
I'm not known to be a size queen, baby. But tonight,
Okay, so this is the last
bigger
part.
is better.
It's the bottom. I'm sure you could see the difference there. Okay, this is our last piece. We did pretty good. It almost looks brand new. And when I say don't let it get to the floor, because the floor has got some dirt and it's gonna get on the contact paper. That's not gonna be cool. So I think what I'm gonna do is focus from the bottom up.
I guess I seduced the sailors. I think they got water on the brain. I think they got more water upstairs and they got sugar on the candy cane. That's right, it's been a long time since I had a man who really, really good. If you ain't scared, take it out. I'll do it like a really live, nasty girl.
Alright, so we're basically done with the first part, which was the hardest part, I would say, which was we have the whole entire fidge done up. The top section totally came out great. So the second part did have some seams. Let's see if you could notice the seams. This camera won't let you notice it, which is such an honest camera. There you can start seeing seams. We have that seam right here. Okay? And then we have another seam further down. You could barely see it. You see that seam there? Right there. But we did a really good job with the sanyo. You got the top of the fidge is done. The sides of the fidge are done glossy. Basically the fidge has been redone. It matches the whiteness of the stove, which is really great. I installed a little curtain here, which was cooked so you don't have to see what's like any supplies that I have down there. It's basically a green that I'm using in the kitchen. As you can see, there's green there. And the Marilyn Monroe decal is going to be green as well. And I did put a little pegboard here. I may add more pegboard to the kitchen, but I was really inspired by Julia Child and the pegboard that she had in her kitchen. She was quite a pegboarder, and she liked having all her stuff was so easy reach, and that's what I want to do here in my kitchen. The refrigerator is totally done. You see how it matches much better now with the range. It's really cool. Alright, so we're going to do the Marilyn Monroe decal now. Yay! Lovely! Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Tiny roads along you, wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Oh, welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The fish, the meat.
Hey, darling.
No longer a man. No longer a man.
The contact paper came out and got wrinkly. So I got a better DC Fix contact paper. Is much better than that other brand. I forget that brand that I had here. At first it didn't work out very well. But it looks fantastic.